Yeah, I do want to ask a question, Minister, and my question to you was to comment on the status of your recent efforts to secure the release of Ibrahim Halawa. However, I did hear your answer to Deputy Eamon Ryan, and I just want to quiz you a bit further on that answer, because there's no point in you telling me again that you met Mr Suckery on 24th of September and again in New York and on the 2nd of October.
No, Minister.
No, I'm saying there's no point in me hearing it again. But I want to ask you specifically.
Minister,
I didn't imply that. I'm sorry, you misunderstand me. I'm not implying that. What I'm saying is there's no point in you having to repeat it again, because I heard it. What I do want to ask you about very specifically is when we met in this House on the 7th of July, we passed an all-party motion on the question of Ibrahim Halawa and what this House might be able to do. And during that debate, Minister, you did say more or less the same, that you and your government are proactively using all tools available to you to apply the maximum pressure on the Egyptian government at the highest levels, along with the serious engagements by phone, by letter, by face-to-face, etc., over the past 2 years. Now, you mentioned earlier on that the trial has been postponed again. I think we should say this is the 15th postponement, because it's not like it's just the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th, the 15th postponement.
Okay, thank you, Deputy.
So it's getting into a very serious position, and I'd like you to ask, or to answer me, not ask me, the status of the joint party resolution that we took and passed on the 7th of July, which included a request for your committee to ask the Ambassador of the Republic of Egypt, Her Excellency, to appear before your committee, address the repeated delays in Ibrahim's trial, request her to convey to the relevant Egyptian authorities this House's concern that he should be released, and finally, and not unimportantly, a proposal that a parliamentary delegation be established to visit the Egyptian Parliament and seek to arrange a visit. Now, you said to Minister or Deputy Ryan that's a matter for the House. Could you explain to me who takes responsibility in the House for such a motion and the implementation of it if the House doesn't, and if you are not the person who doesn't take that responsibility?
On the matter of the follow-up to the House motions, let me assure the House that both myself and my officials will provide every appropriate support to the Oireachtas, including in relation to the parliamentary delegation. And this was the subject matter of a conversation I had with the Egyptian ambassador. However, comhairle, it's with regret that I note that there was a form of negative reaction to the passing of the motions here in this House in some quarters in Egypt, with the Speaker of the Egyptian Parliament, your colleague, your counterpart, having made some public remarks that were critical of the intervention on the part of the Oireachtas. So this sensitivity is one of the reasons why I at all times wish to be measured and wish to be careful in my comments, in my utterances. My concern and my priority is the health and welfare of the citizen, and to ensure that the trial does take place in a way that can lead to a conclusion at the earliest opportunity. And the next return date is the 12th of November, and I wish to assure the House that I will be in contact, and indeed my officials will be in contact with the authorities prior to that date, in the hope that matters can be satisfactorily resolved on that occasion.
Thank you very much. Question number 32. Question number 30. We can't. Question number.
I mean, he said a few things there I'd like to respond to.
Well, no, we can't get it.
I just want to, seriously, I want to take this motion seriously. It was passed in July. We're now hurtling towards November, and the 16th time this young man will be before a trial. I bet you $50 the trial will be postponed. And if you're worried about the sensitivities of the Egyptian Parliament, I don't see how you're surprised by their sensitivities. They've locked up 60,000 people and killed 3,000 in a counter-revolution. And I just think we need to stop treating them with kid gloves. And this is the impression I and everybody else gets, and certainly the family have that impression. And God knows what the poor young fella thinks, who's languishing in a prison with 30 other people in a squashed-up cell, suffering from mental illness. I think we have to address it. And I'm going to bring it before the Business Committee next week. But as far as I can see, This House passed that motion and nothing has been done. And you tell me the reason is because some sensitive comhairle in Cairo got offended. That's not good enough.
Well, it's neither the time nor the place for me to intervene on this, but can I say that there has been a series of very positive, constructive meetings with the Egyptian ambassador, and that there has been attempts made on an ongoing basis, including a meeting with the Irish ambassador in Cairo, where the matter has been discussed at length, and we will debate it at the Business Committee.
Can I just add to that? And of course, I'm bound by the House as far as the House motions are concerned. Parliament here is sovereign. But let me just assure the Deputy and assure the House that the Egyptian Government remains in absolutely no doubt about the Irish Government position and about the determination on the part of the Irish Government to see the citizen released and have the trial disposed of as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. Question 32 is the name of Deputy